Engage.
The top of every mountain is the bottom of another. The top of every mountain is the bottom of another. Run for cover, you discover some will thrive and others suffer. Cause the top of every mountain is the bottom of another. Ooh, don't wait, don't hesitate. Better speak the truth, let it resonate and let it detonate and get blown away. Till you keep on rising to a higher place. Can't stop, won't stop. Don't stop coming till we hit the top. Gotta keep pushing till the day I make it. Since they won't give it to me, then I got to take it. The pain today is power tomorrow. Keep on coming, but you'll never catch me running. Cause I won't bow down. No matter what they say, I wouldn't do it any other way. Keep on coming, but you'll never catch me running. Cause I won't bow down. Top of every mountain is the bottom of another. The top of every mountain is the bottom of another. Not enough to keep us smothered. Lower class, never the upper. Cause the top of every mountain is the bottom of a.
Good evening, UN Spacey What's Question. That is not today a Real Millennials Talk, but we are having what we have been missing for quite some time now, and we're finally bringing it back. It is the Chill Stream. Yes, the title says Chill Stream Tuesdays, but technically it's the Chill Stream. We all know what the Chill Stream. Everybody comes for the Chill Stream. Everybody's invited to the Chill Stream. Everybody shows up for the Chill Stream, and they love the Chill Stream. Don't we? Don't we all? Don't we all?
Why is it every time you say chill, it goes chill and you glitch out and it chill?
Because my computer is Chinese.
That makes sense.
Can never pronounce its L's right. It always pronounces its R's first. It's true. But yeah, we're having a chill stream tonight, which means open topic for everybody. And you see in the description, if you guys can read the description, that is, you guys can ask us all kind of weird questions. But before we begin, announcements of order, or rather, the red carpet is opening up. And for a surprise tonight, we have a guest. Or should we say a member that we haven't had in a while. That is the Desert Red Bull Redneck.
Yay!
How'd I end up in the middle?
It just happens, man. Nonetheless, welcome back.
Oh.
Now that's not to say that we're gonna sing our praises of him coming back anytime soon, but whenever his schedule opens up because of life, that is, he's rearing to go to come back and talk to us about all kind of things. Hopefully
shit keeps happening.
Shit does keep happening. Shit keeps happening all the time with everybody else. And, we're glad to have, once again, the Warrior of Light, Final Fantasy Fan 12. He's been quite absent for some time, but he now got his affairs in order.
Greetings to viewers and my fellow Final Fantasy fans. This is Final Fantasy Fan 12 here, and welcome back to another live stream of the UN Spacey Wolf Squadron. And yeah, it has been a while.
We have the ever so elegant, the ever so voluptuous, the ever so delicious, the ever so fragrant, radiant, fadiant, wow, the lovely Leia Plus. Wow, I cannot talk right now. The sugar rush.
The lovely Lady of Valor, Leia plus size.
The lovely Leia Valor, Leia plus size. Thank you.
There you go.
Final. Fucking.
I'm also.
Fucking kill stealer.
Oh my god.
You're welcome.
I can't help but be vindictive.
Oh, jeez.
Continue, Leia.
What an introduction. Thank you for that. Good evening, everyone. This is Leia Plus Size, your lovely Lady of Valor, and thank you for joining us for this chill stream. We look forward to hearing from you and your questions, so don't be shy. We would love to hear what questions that you have for us or any comments. So the forum is open up to you.
we have the little gigglester in the background. The humblest of writers, Humble Marty.
Hello, I'm Hubble Marty, and I write things. Today we're just asking all kinds of weird questions, like why would paper straws explode, or stupid stuff like that.
That's more your department, Humble, but we're all for
FBI's
it.
covering that up.
Each their own.
I am surprised, Wolf, you are not getting. I saw the thumbnail. I'm like, Wolf just loves to tempt you too. Oh my God, Wolf just loves to tempt you too.
Look, I'm just trying to. I'm just baiting. Okay, We've already had few commenters come in try to talk shit. We have few times where I had to dispute a few copyright strikes, not serious ones, but mild ones. But I mean, I'm doing something, I guess. Apparently,
Yeah. Didn't we have like one of them be like some weird AI dude?
probably. We don't know.
We're the
But-
shit talkers. I want to take them on.
They usually say something, they just leave it at that. I'm assuming that they're bots at this point.
Well, concern troll bots. Take me to your leader. I need to tattle on you to your people.
But anyways, we have, last but not least, our main man, our number 2, the Hound of the South, Dominic Powell.
Good evening, morning, or
Ooh.
afternoon, everyone.
Wow, dude.
Oh,
From the
I think we
submarine this
found
time.
your robots, Humble.
Oh. Wow, I must have said the wrong thing and insulted the YouTube BoobTube algorithm.
Oh, fella. Oh, he'll be
Ow.
back.
Audio issues.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
gets the best of us.
Well, while we're trying to get him back, we have the 6th ranger of our group, the Snarky Darky Dark Stranger.
Well, thank you for having me back, Mr. Wolf.
Suddenly runs to the door.
Oh, it feels so good to be having fun like this again. And try again, try again, Dom. Do your introduction.
Crickets.
Dom.
Okay.
It usually works when it happens. There we go.
all right. One more time before the interruption by technical difficulties.
Let's face it, it was just Wolf when he said baiting, and he didn't add a master to the front of that.
Oh, good Lord.
Anyway, this is the Hound of the South, Downey Powell, and welcome to the return of our chill stream.
That's it. Okay.
What, do you want me to say more?
You usually say more.
You could sing it out, Dom.
You're
Come
more
on.
more mouth than I
Check this
am.
out.
He's always brief with his intros. He's always
Well-
has been.
Well, there's always the simple motif of kiss. Keep it simple, stupid.
So how do you keep it simply stupid?
I don't know, but kids
There's a
always
comma in
talk
there.
about partying all night long,
Uh.
and you're talking about shortening stuff. That's not the same thing, man.
Keep it stupid.
Not that
Well.
kind of kiss, stupid.
Hey,
Well,
Oh wow.
with the return of the chill stream, we're already coming by strong.
you got to be kidding. I do tell
I
them.
mean, we're just chilling and hanging around the campfire, right? We're telling campfire stories and roasting marshmallows and making some s'mores.
Well, yeah. Well, why not? Well, since
While
we're
watching
all
Leia
gathered
skinny
around
dip.
in the since we're all gathered around the
What?
campfire, why not?
I knew Hubble was gonna catch that.
I didn't.
Did you really have to do that, Wolf?
All right, I was just imagining that for a moment.
Oh my good Lord.
Yeah, skinny dipping, but with a sax and playing it.
Wait a minute now. What is
Wow.
what is going on?
In the beginning,
I'm docking-
of the return
I'm docking your
of
wage,
the chill
Wolf.
stream.
You
Well,
can't dog my
sorry.
wage. I'm the captain.
Well, with the return of the chill stream, and we're already starting with music.
Yes. Okay.
Whilst Humble's over there dying, laughing her ass off.
Yes, she is.
Well,
I'm
since we're starting on music, really, why not we all discuss why this particular music genre, disco, doesn't deserve the hate it has gotten as time went by. Any keepers?
Go ahead. I think it was Wolf. Go ahead, Wolf. You go ahead and start, and I'll give my
I
2
ain't say
cents.
shit.
Yeah, he wasn't
Oh,
saying
okay.
anything.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I heard him. I didn't want to interrupt anybody. Well, from
No,
the class,
it was probably Humble laughing though. I
probably
wonder if she's
so.
okay though,
She got
because
that
my
Elmo
God, she's
laugh.
been laughing so much.
Yes.
She got that
I-
Elmo laugh.
Good grief. I think we're passing around something more than just s'mores at the campfire. All this
Okay, so
laugh-
the giggles.
Yes.
I didn't bring no hash brown pop brownies.
Neither did I.
I left those at home.
I was trying to
Why would bring those around the campfire? Why would you need to do that?
Because it's fun.
Well, in the meantime, the Red Hot Chili Peppers, they're funk metal and funk rock, not really disco. But that's beside the point.
Mm.
But
I've
I
had
don't-
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
I don't understand why. I have to agree with you from the class I'm taking. Why disco is so universally hated. I'm enjoying the music. I'm enjoying the class. I think the music is good. I think the Bee Gees are cool. From what I'm going through. So, Dom, I don't get it. I really don't get it. I mean, each to his own for your musical taste. But I think disco music is fun and it gets you moving and dancing. And like I said in this class, I am having such a good time, and the songs are great. Another group that we're using, we're listening to is Chic, and I really
nice.
love. Yeah, I'm really a fan of that stuff. Whoa, you know.
Now with Chic, like they're not limited to just disco, but they also done rock and funk rock as well.
Yeah, and I know one of the members, former members, Nile Rodgers, he produces all sorts of genres and all sorts of genres music. He produced one of my all-time favorite groups. He's produced a lot of Duran Duran songs. And
It's true.
so, yeah, he has. And I forgot who else he's worked with. I think he's done some music with Michael Jackson, another favorite of mine, and many, many other,
I haven't
Diana
done music
Ross.
with Michael Jackson yet, except for those that were born after his time.
Right. But I'm just saying, Diana Ross, I think he's done some music too. But I'm just saying, I don't understand. And then I looked them up online, and they were a cool. I'm trying to find the right word. They were a sharp, classy group. When I looked at pictures of them from when they were Chic, and I loved how they dressed. I love how they dressed and how they presented themselves as a band. And I'm like, oh, that's so cool. I like how sophisticated and classy the ladies of the group looked and how the guys looked. I didn't know any other, our Black groups of that time that looked as classy and sharp as they were. And it also played in with the music. But
Plus, they had their belt on their waist, not letting it sag below their ass cheeks.
Mhm.
agreed. Absolutely agreed. I like that.
Well, it's also worth mentioning, much like R&B and other genres of music, disco wasn't limited to just one demographic. Everyone participated in it.
Yeah, you're right about that. Everybody, Black, white, old, young, everybody was enjoying the music. And I think when you make music that everybody can enjoy, that's the best kind of music. Because that's, to me,
And
what
then
music
they're
is supposed to be.
and singing and
Wait.
singing to the
Well,
Now, while
groove.
Jerry,
Say
sure,
something.
yes,
They shout out and
they
say, play
dabble-
that funky
dabble in
music,
music.
right, boy.
while
Play
Jerry,
that funky music, right. Lay
While
down that
Jerry-
boogie and play that funky music till you die.
while Cherries, yes, they dabbled in disco, but they are overall.
Hey
a
Don, real
funk-
quick,
funk
how
rock
many of y'all thought it? How many times y'all heard that song, right?
Yeah.
How many times you thought they meant play that funky music, white boy?
No, they will like play like either in movies or TV shows. Like, heck,
Motherfucker,
my
I
coach-
asked you, whenever you heard it, did you interpret it
God.
as right boy or white boy?
No, I heard it as a kid. I heard it white boy.
Me too.
Yeah, same with me. Yeah, all this time.
Oh, just to
as I
answer
was-
every question in the green room,
Oh,
the cloud broad was Yuki Yoshida. Inside
think
joke.
Right. Well, as I was saying, the Wild Cherries, they dabbled in disco, but they are overall a funk rock band. But I'll say like one of the explanations for why almost everyone hates disco or hated disco as a music genre is similar to what happened to Scrappy Doo and Scooby Doo series. There was overexposure of disco to the point where people got sick of it.
Because I love you.
So
You know it's
wait.
true.
disco is not in your face though.
No, it's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
I always just assumed it's because, we had those movies and disco was just pretty much slapped with John Travolta's face. And throughout the 80s, everybody's like,
That would
so,
scare me.
Travolta, is he a fag?
Oh my god.
Or man,
But we've only had one disco movie, right? Isn't Saturday Night Fever really the only really disco movie ever
No, he
made?
did 2 movies. There was 2 movies of that.
Really? Oh.
Yeah.
then again, he did play the mom in Hairspray.
Oh, okay. Wait.
That's real.
That is real.
I remember when I watched Hairspray in theaters before watching the original. I was surprised. Like, wait a minute. Wait, that's John Travolta in drag.
Yeah.
I
Man,
said
he
the same.
really hammed that up.
Yeah.
Scientology does wonders for people, apparently.
Oh my god.
It allows you to dress in drag and not lose your dignity.
And steal all the best animators from Disney.
That too.
I got to go back to Dom. Okay, so Dom, you say overexposure is why everybody turned on disco and it died so quickly. Is that what you're saying? And then you said, what is it
Yes.
got to do with Scooby Doo?
No, Scrappy. So
Oh, Scrappy Doo. Okay, now I follow you. Okay. Yeah, you're right about Scrappy.
essentially the higher I was like want to put Scrappy Doo in everything instead of actually listening to the creators of using him sparingly as well as developing his character, which in turn caused some people to develop a strong contempt towards Scrappy, which is undeserved.
That's okay. That's true. Yeah, that's true. Okay, that explains why everybody hated Scrappy Doo. So Scrappy Doo was not meant to be hated. So I could understand. Well, yes and no. But
No, he's not a bad character.
well, he's not. It's just he was overused, I guess.
Yes, he was
He
over.
was unnecessary, to say the least.
He was the
Unfortunately.
annoying kid character.
There was
Yeah.
kind of no room for his dynamic.
Yet he grew out of his annoying kid stage and was growing up.
Did he?
Because what
When
some
did that
people tend to
happen?
forget is
No,
things-
right?
it happened in the later series of Scooby Doo and up until it happened in the later Scooby Doo series, it was all the way to the 13 Ghosts of Scooby Doo.
Yeah, I remember him being more tolerable in 13 Ghosts.
Isn't that the one with the other sidekick character?
Yeah,
It was
Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
Shaggy, Scooby, and
Daphne.
Daphne and Scrappy. And you also had Vincent Price.
Yep,
Right.
Vincent Price as Vincent Van Ghoul and Flim Flam.
Yeah, he was more
Great
tolerable.
show.
I like the 13 Ghosts of Scooby Doo.
I just didn't care for Scrappy in it because, I don't know. I liked how they downsized the team, but I kind of would have preferred somebody other than Scrappy of the gang to be there, and if they wanted to downsize.
Right.
Should have been.
Like everybody's like, but Daphne and Fred's a thing, and yet here she is with Shaggy, and
Yeah.
is she smoking some of his weed?
Oh, good.
They got along like brother and sister.
I don't know. That's what they always said about Velma and Shaggy, but then there's always been this push for Velma and Shaggy, and that kind of happened at
Mystery
what was that, the
Incorporated.
early Odd
Incorporated.
Show.
Incorporated, but that was actually like one of the worst parts of that show.
They
Yeah.
made They
But
made her
but,
very nasty.
but also,
They made her
Also, even
very,
before
very,
that-
very, very eager.
yeah, but even before that, like, people even pair Shaggy with Daphne outside of Fred.
No, I don't see it.
No, I just
Mm.
say that's
Not
only
me
some.
neither.
That's only from some people. Not
I know,
everybody
I
agrees
know.
with that
Lots
pairing.
of people ship them all together in some cases.
I know.
I have never.
I
sh-
just
I,
thought those was all good friends, and that's that.
I
Didn't need
stick with the
any-
good friend one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
Because
and
good
that's what everyone
grief.
does.
It's like trying to find romantic tension between the Mystery Inc. gang would
And
be
his
like saying
Here's how-
Naruto and Sasuke got along when they were kids.
Here's how I would put this all to bed right now. This is
But
how
they
I
did
interpret
kiss.
it. Hang
We all
on.
That was
saw
a
it.
that was a joke.
But
And,
hang
and when
on.
they finally had their battle, they both lost their arms and bled out a heart. Didn't we see that all?
I get
Yeah,
that.
and then Sasuke ended up marrying the lady who could bench press him. Which
Hold
was funny because it led to one of my favorite Naruto Hinata moments where Hinata German suplexed her husband.
Mm.
But Buddy Smith did highlight that the writer of 13 Ghosts stated that when writing the series, he implied Shaggy and Daphne as a couple when he was working on the series.
Hmm.
Oh.
oh. Well,
it's
see,
true.
I never
Hmm.
saw Daphne and Shaggy as a couple. I saw Daphne
More
and
as-
Fred, and I
Hmm.
thought that maybe Velma and Shaggy would hook up. I thought it would be more like that. So that's interesting to know because I
Right.
never sat there and felt. Even when I was watching it, I thought, I wonder why Fred's not in this episode, and it's just Shaggy and Daphne.
To be
But-
fair, I could kind of see it. I mean, Shaggy is the one that's laid back, and Daphne is the danger-prone one.
And she was
Yeah.
wearing probably a better outfit than her usual one in 13.
That is true.
I agree.
He was wearing a much better outfit.
But the point is to get things back on track. It's actually thanks to Scrappy Doo that Scooby Doo is still going on after all these years.
Mhm.
In other words, he prevented Scooby Doo from being lost in the sands of time.
I
Yeah.
agree with you, but I will say this: I think it's time to give Scooby Doo a rest. I
Yeah.
don't think we need it. I think they've stretched this franchise farther than I think it really needs to be. I really do.
The poor boy's just too old. We need to take him to that room, shave his paw a little, and just hold him tenderly and
Supplement.
know we care while his eyes go.
I didn't mean that, Doctor.
To
I just
supplement
meant-
Splotchy Inks' comment here. Yeah,
But the problem is a lot of horny shippers keep trying to push romances in places where they don't belong and force Reddit to confirm it. Yeah, that's been old. That's been there since the dawn of time. It's
Oh,
been there
yes.
since the dawn of time.
Great observation. Can I get my point across now?
Can you?
I don't think I can, and I'm
I
using
don't
the
know.
leader.
Go ahead. We're all listening. We're all ears.
Yeah, I'll
In
stay
my
quiet. I'll
youth-
just imagine the skinny dipping thing again.
Oh, good Lord, Hammer. That's
No,
not
we
us.
could do
Well,
we could do the Happy Gilmore imaginary thing.
I'm jiggy with that.
Anyways, as a kid in my youth, and I carry this truly as an adult as well. Even though I do take a whack at the shipping too as well, but to me, I always thought that the mystery team was always meant to be never engaged in romance, mostly because they prefer them to be all single, so that it leads people room to imagine them, paired up with other characters that are not part of the team. The whole thing is from where I see things sometimes is when you have a 5-man band group in every story of any medium of any kind, to say for sure, you don't want to date your friends. You want to date somebody outside your friends. Your friends are familiar.
Yeah, and let's all face it. Daphne was better with Dean Winchester.
Anyways,
Oh yeah.
friends were meant to be hung out with, not to date. Now, if there was ever a rare moment and opportunity where you and your friend, the that being hetero, I mean, happen to have noticed some changes between you two, getting a little more intimate to say the least. Sure, that's a bonus, or just one plus side that gets explored, between two parents. But in my, who the hell is filling with paper right now?
Share the chips.
Okay,
Not I.
you got nachos.
Right.
You got the cheese.
I got the cheese. Who's got the chips?
I got the dip.
Oh,
Anyways,
We're back to the baiting.
anyways, like I said, in my youth growing up, friends were to hang out with, never to date, right? And they were all just friends, and they always hung out, and they get into adventures and dangers all together. And they, granted, they always split up in pairs, and the parent usually be Fred and Daphne, Velma and Shaggy, or Velma by herself, and Shaggy, Scooby, and Fred and Daphne, or Fred, Velma, and Daphne and Scooby. And they change up every once in a while, every almost every other episode, that is.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's how I always interpret it. It's like they were never meant to date one another in their circle. It was always open for them to date some rando outside their circle. So when I
But
see
this also kind of goes back to like a problem we've all talked about recently is, just how you can't be friends anymore to the eyes of a lot of these people. They
know,
just
right?
think you have to screw each other. You can't just be friends or nice. Like,
Yeah, especially if there is a close brother or sister relationship between two guys or two girls or women.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn. Why in the devil did they make those two lovers? I will never understand. I never.
Well, I'll tell
I
you
don't
why.
know why
Was-
that was forced.
I'll tell you why.
teased.
I'll
Even
tell you
back
why you're never allowed to be friends with your friends in the eyes of these guys. I'll tell you the reason why. It's always in that hippie commune bullshit thought process where, free love for everybody, meaning that your friends are just your backup lay in case you can't find somebody to lay with.
Wait, they consider your friends the rebound boyfriend or the rebound girlfriend?
You see, I was gonna say hero hate.
Basically the rebound pity fuck.
Gee,
No matter-
that almost sounds like the sexual revolution.
Yeah,
And you wonder
It's-
why that's shit.
It's
And that gives
basically
a whole new meaning to the
it's
word
basically just very
rebird.
highly volatile, overly hormonal, and overly stimuli groups of people that just believe that sex is the answer to everything. Sex, as
And,
Cuba
you know,
Gooding Jr. said in
yeah,
Book
to be
Trip.
fair though, to
Far
give
worse
them
than that.
these types one good credit is, I kind of agree with them the whole Wonder Woman thing. Like, yeah, you don't grow up around and go through the hormones and all that and not, dip your fingers and get curious. We've all been teenagers. We've all grown up.
Mm-hmm.
We know that. Would a woman around a whole island of what used to be like fashion model muscle women that obviously would do things with each other to get those deal with their own issues? Come on, she obviously did. I mean, I wouldn't go overboard with it like they are, but still.
Yeah, I was just about to say, be careful what you ask for because some are trying to make that a thing.
Mm-hmm.
They already made it a thing in various ways.
I have
It's
no
just
idea what the hell you guys are talking about.
Wonder
Make
Woman
what
having sex with women.
Oh,
Dark is
that
dark
one.
is
motherfucker. Oh, because the
Sorry.
Isle of Women, that means they lesing
Yes.
it up, which is
Oh.
so fucking stupid.
Well, they
Yeah,
make
Very
it a
that's
stupid.
point
so
that they
fucking
weren't
dumb.
always
Thanks,
like
Grant
that.
Morrison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they obviously weren't before they got locked into an island, but then after that, you're only stuck with women, no men. You got your hormones and that, and you're still like middle aged to young women. And
My
then you got Diana, who's a child and
rules.
growing up in this.
my favorite version of that trope is, and this is just the joke when they had an Isle of Amazonian Women. The first guy shows up and they are fascinated by him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not by the fact that he's a dude with different pullable parts, but the fact that he's different. It would have been like if the Twilight fans found out you could get a perfect version of Edward and whoever were psychosomatic Wolf Boy was and put them together to make the perfect husbando. For lots
Gee,
of
almost
petty.
like an AI chat.
Jesus
Eh.
Christ,
Weird
man.
science.
I
bro.
don't know what
A-
Twilight fans think.
AI chat doesn't do much. It will act when you give it a script. The fascination and impulsiveness of the human is totally unscripted.
I will never ever forget. Trinity when Batman was on Themyscira and he spotted Wonder Woman bathing and he was just completely enthralled. And I was like, and I'm just sitting here
Yeah.
just eating it up, just having a whole ass buffet of it, right? Because this is Batman we're talking about. This is Batman where everybody has elevated his ass to can do no wrong, can do everything perfectly, and here's this motherfucker about to run over, and this motherfucker grabbed on Wonder Woman's tits.
Woo!
But
I
Because he
mean,
had
yeah,
absolutely no
but
impulse control because upon seeing her, he couldn't help himself, and that's a power that a lot of comic writers have completely just omitted from Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman is near goddess levels of beauty.
Yeah. She is.
She
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
completely
She is.
goddess level of
She is.
beauty and attractiveness that you know it's a reason. It's multiple reasons why men lose battles to her.
Yes.
Most males lose battles to her. Either
He
A,
was
they're
literally
not
the
Exactly
creator's
what
waifu.
Red Sonja's bikini is.
He was
The thing
literally
is-
the creator's waifu.
Well,
Mm.
yeah, but the thing is that's what I loved about it, is the fact that she's this magnanimous superheroine that even guys' weakness. The thing is, she's made from also the power of Aphrodite. You guys never ever forget that. This is a woman that's been imbued with the power of multiple goddesses. One of them being Aphrodite. And what is Aphrodite really about? Aphrodite is the goddess of love, or in some cases of, well, with terrible takeaways, fornication, which is not true. No, she's the goddess of love, and some other things I cannot remember because Jesus Christ, these gods they rule over a lot of weird shit. Anyway,
Cheating on her husband multiple times
that's
Yet,
with
Yeah.
his brother.
Or
Yeah.
Hephaestus.
yet
poor
the
Hephaestus.
yet the DC Universe's incarnation, she's more
Feminist.
Let's just say that the DC Universe's Aphrodite is not like her original real life counterpart of the Greek
Yeah,
mythology.
because they take a lot of liberties with the Greek mythos, which is why Ares is one of the major villains when George Perez's Wonder Woman run started out.
But,
Yeah, and
but-
another thing they don't do accurately to the mythology is Ares created the Amazons. He is their father, and he also helped boon their population again. So he's kind of like their father and grandfather at certain points.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
and
because they
he's
did
the-
mention it, because they're the daughters of Ares.
So the original Greek version is is daddy, and the DC version is your daughter calls me daddy and hates it.
Yeah.
Mm.
The reason why the Amazons in DC universe are like distance themselves from men is like due to an event that occurred centuries ago with Hercules and his forces.
Mm.
My brother enslaved you guys,
Yes.
and
But
yet
you-
you make
Which-
me the bad guy.
Which when you ask me like why can't we have like two versions of Hercules, one in Marvel and DC, but making him like the bad guy, and the reason for why the Amazons like have a dislike towards men and keeping themselves distance from them. That's got like a bridge too far, because Hercules is not a bad guy.
And plus, let's also be honest, that whole George Perez thing when he did it, that was a very stupid thing you were bound to lose at. Like, oh yeah, Hippolyta begs for help after being chained up and I think sexually assaulted by Heracles, and she frees him but says, oh, I will free you and you must not hurt anybody. Like, yeah, like they're just going to be able to walk away.
Right?
Yeah, you're going to have to fight.
Yeah. Which
It
if you
probably would have
ask,
made even more sense that if Heracles were just in that state of rage because he was under Ares' madness, that kind of
Or
thing,
Hera.
because that was
It was Hera, yeah.
which it still fits what happened to him like in which happens to him like in the original lore. Essentially what George Perez could have done in his run of Wonder Woman is have Heracles like still be a good guy. However, he was essentially set up as the fall guy by Hera and Ares.
It's not going to happen now because they ultimately retcon that completely, just written that out of the lore.
Yep.
Or did they
Thanks, New
keep it?
52.
I was going to say, to go back to about her beauty. Yeah, I think over the years they do forget that she got several gifts from the gods. She got speed from can't think of
Not
Yeah,
Hermes.
it was the
Hermes.
Hermes. Yeah, she
it,
got,
yeah,
No,
it
no,
was
no,
Hermes.
no.
and she's supposed to be pretty fast in her running. She's supposed to have the speed of the
But she didn't
swiftness.
get it from
Yeah.
she didn't get it from Hermes. She got it from a lot of goddesses. She got one gift from Hestia, Demeter,
Yes, Demeter,
Artemis,
Artemis, Aphrodite.
Athena, and Aphrodite. 5 goddesses, if I recall. Oh,
Yes.
and Hera.
Okay,
Yeah, and we are talking.
That's
And
true.
we are talking about pre-New 52 Diana, not New 52 Rebirth Wonder Woman.
right.
Yeah,
Because I
because all
think-
that is just tossed right out the window because Dan DiDio wants to have some edge in DC.
And the
New
Uber,
52 is just dark.
right. And
Grim
But
and
anyway.
dirty.
I also felt the when the feminists started wriggling their ugly head, it's like they tried to take the beauty portion away from her and just focus on the warrior, not realizing all those traits make up who she is.
Mhm.
That I really they tried to play down. Well, let's
They
play
basi-
down the
they
beauty
basically
part.
removed Aphrodite they removed Aphrodite and Hestia and focused more on Athena, Hera, and Artemis.
Artemis.
Specifically
Yeah, right.
Artemis. To be honest, I kind of do know why, but at the same time I don't know why they fucking fawn and cream themselves over fucking Artemis. Artemis
Because
was-
she's a tomboy.
The Virgin
not-
Hunter.
But like I
There-
said, like in the DC universe, Aphrodite, she's less petty. She's less petty and pretty much keen to infidelity, like her original counterpart. She's more heroic and a nice woman.
It's kind of funky though, because it was like, okay, we take this icon of beauty, make her look like a potato, and it's like, I want to be the potato. And they're like, that makes no sense. That's like making a video game character look ugly on purpose. And it's like, no. The correct answer is the main character is a potato, everyone else is hot AF.
But as I said,
And let's
I
get
really
back
do
to the
love.
subject at hand. I am derailing things.
I really do. Again, I do love how again, and Trinity will always be one of my favorite DC comics, my all time favorite DC comics, because in Trinity, and you know what Trinity means. It's basically
Yes.
the first book where both Wonder Woman, Superman, and Batman first meet together and have an adventure together. But one thing I love about that story is the fact that it showed all their strengths and all their weaknesses. They were all vulnerable in their own particular way. In the case of Batman, like I said before, he was entranced by Diana's beauty.
Yeah.
Well, he's
and this was
human.
still going off
Batman.
of
I mean, Can you blame him?
Batman,
Yeah.
this was
the
still
one
going off of, mind you, one thing, real quick.
go
This
on.
was still going off of some of the Golden Age stuff. So in that comic, bondage was Wonder Woman's weakness at that time because that was from Golden Age Wonder Woman,
Mm-hmm.
and this is still pretty late to, well, not pretty late, somewhere around the Golden Age tales of the DC universe.
Can you have that after I'm done making my statement?
Oh goodness.
This is
I'm
something I
kidding.
had to say to keep in mind.
I know.
Okay.
But you gotta remember, our audiences also are comic book heads, most of them. They should already know some of this. But the thing is, Batman had that. Plus, he was human as well.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman is unfortunately throttled by and not that kind of throttle, guys. Get your head out the gutter. Throttled by by Superman's defective clone, Bizarro. And of course, as you guys mentioned, she was bounded, which she couldn't do anything. Superman, obviously, kryptonite, because we had I believe we had Lex Luthor in this book as well, alongside with Ra's al Ghul and Bizarro. But like I said, it showcased their strengths and weaknesses respectively, and every one of them was able to demonstrate their strengths effectively and became a team. And like I said, it's one of my favorite books next to of course, Kingdom Come, World's Finest. What was another one? Of course, the Batman Superman books. I still have to read Apocalypse.
Have you read JLA Year One?
Not yet. I tried reading Superman Year One. That shit was boring.
Yeah, it's Frank Miller. What do you expect?
Just read Superman all seasons.
I did. I wanted to own All-Star Superman. Failed to achieve that, but I will succeed one day. It's one of my all-time favorites as well.
You know,
I
it was
tried.
Grant Morrison.
Yeah, even though it's Grant Morrison.
Yeah,
I
probably the only
tried.
good Grant Morrison story that he's ever made.
I tried Birthright. That shit was boring too.
Yeah.
And that's
Thanks,
the book that Man Steel was based off of.
Shoot, what's that fucker's name? Mark Waid.
Man of Steel was actually good. Not the movie, the book.
John Byrne.
John Byrne.
Even though John Byrne himself is an a-hole like Mark Waid.
Yeah. Oh, kinda.
Well, he's a bit of an egoist, but he's a little more forgiving to people than Wade.
Waid, yeah.
That is okay. I'll give you that. That is true.
And he's definitely not Frank Miller. Well, yeah, he's not as bad as Frank Miller, and definitely not as bad as the British tree pumper.
What
I
else?
forget his name.
I'm gonna
Warren Ellis or Neil Gaiman?
No. The Watchmen guy.
Alan Moore.
Alan Moore.
Yeah, more.
I'm gonna hop to another topic. I was having reservations towards the upcoming Jurassic World movie until I heard who's directing it, and now I'm curious to watch it now.
What movie?
Jurassic. There's a new
World
Jurassic
Rebirth.
World.
Oh yeah, yes. Oh yeah, yes. I did see the trailer.
It's being directed by Gareth Andrews, and I'm like,
3
you
Spinosaur.
have my interest now.
I was just about to ask, honestly, for all if you've seen the trailer, let's start from the beginning. What do you think? Wolf is Wolf, we'll start with you since you say you're intrigued.
I got intrigued when I heard who was directing it. When I heard the name of who was directing it through Nerd Cookies, and it was Gareth Andrews.
What has he directed?
Godzilla
2014, Rogue One, Monsters.
It's not the. Go ahead.
One thing I really do like about Gareth Edwards, right? Or Andrews?
Yes,
Edwards.
Yeah.
Look, for the sake of argument, Edwards. Gareth Edwards, he does a really fine work of guerrilla filmmaking. If you don't know what that means, is when he films on location and add in the CGI to make it look like it's really there.
Yeah, like what Steve Coogan was doing in Tropic Thunder, except Gareth's not going to step on a landmine.
No shit, he's not. But the thing is, the way how he shoots his angles, the way how he makes things appear larger than life, he does a really good job with the cinematography. He's a very, very unique visual director. I always coined this about him. He made AT-AT scary again.
Oh,
thank you, Gareth Edwards. You know what? I could, my opinions about Rogue One fluctuates every once in a while. Whenever time I rethink about that movie, but one thing I did like about that movie was the fact that when the AT-ATs came in, I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, he made AT-AT scary. He also made stormtroopers competent in a way, and he made Vader scary again. Like, dude, thank you.
Yep, thank you very much.
Yep, the only highlight in all of Rogue One, just that Darth Vader hallway scene. The rest of the movie was boring as fuck, though.
Yeah, he could have done better with the characters. He to be honest, I don't think he needed the reshoots. When I heard about the reshoots, I was already wary of that already. And that's something you don't really hear that much all the time in filmmaking, much less when a movie comes out, until like secondhand years later or some shit like that. Yeah. But no, we're now hearing reshoots out of the blue before the movie even comes out now. And that, again, raised alarm bells every time I hear that. So when he did the reshoots, I'm like, the product was not really good when he did the reshoots. I think he should have committed to what was already shown in the teasers and some of the trailers that didn't spoil anything of note of that movie. But like I said, like when I saw the trailer, when I first saw the trailer, I was like, okay, so they're adapting Jurassic Park Trespasser, the game that nobody really knows about. So I'm like sitting here like, okay, it's Jurassic Park Trespasser. So does Scarlett Johansson have the heart tattoo?
The tit tattoo? Yeah, maybe.
The tit tattoo?
The tit tattoo.
For context, the only way you could know whether or not you've taken damage from the dinosaurs on the island or whatever island that the protagonist is on. The protagonist is a female, by the way. But the only way you would knew how you took damage is if you look at her chest and if the tattoo is showing, you took damage. And the more bare it got, the more damage you're taking. And that's how you know you're close to death. So that's why I was like in one of the trailers, I commented. So they're essentially adapting Jurassic Park Trespasser. So is Scarlett Johansson going to have a heart tattoo as a reference to that game? Because when you really look at when you really look at the Jurassic World movies, essentially what they have done so far really has adapted chapters from the books or any other obscure media from Jurassic Park.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been picking up on that shit heavily. I was like, oh, that's from this prologue in Jurassic Park the book. Oh yeah, that's from Lost World. Oh, that's from this. You know.
Oh yeah, yeah. Even when the new like dinosaur hybrid was like coming out, like when that flare was released, at least that's like everyone's talking about. That is actually a reference from one of the chapters of the first Jurassic Park.
That and possibly the unused concept art for Jurassic Park 4.
Yeah, which I'm still saying is
Agreed, Buddy Smith.
it's missed opportunity. Missed opportunity to do Jurassic Park 4 and actually go with the plans of dinosaur human hybrids.
The best thing about the Jurassic World is that you can actually separate those movies because they have completely divorced themselves from Jurassic Park and an entire trilogy on a whole.
Yeah,
Sure, they can make reference to the first movie, but they're completely divorced from that movie. So you can actually safely watch those movies or don't.
yeah. It also encourages people to not only to rewatch those movies if they want to, but also check out the source material by Michael Crichton.
Yeah. Or better yet, just watch the first movie because the sequels are shit.
I have to agree
That's your
with
opinion.
Final. All the sequels are not that great. I understand, Wolf. You.
I
enjoy
would
some-
say between 3 and 2. 3 is my most watched because of the sheer virtue of me owning the DVD, and every once in a while I'll pop that in.
Mhm.
But I gave it to my niece, and I don't know what she did with it to this day. Frankly, I don't care. I got the book and the original movie. But the thing is that they are what they are. The first movie will always be the best, even though I will always have my fake gripes about them, and I do mean fake. It's not like the movie. Of course, it's not like the fucking movie. My only main issue is with Gennario and Muldoon, but I understand why Spielberg did what he did. What the hell is going on?
We're recreating a Germa moment.
Who's having mic problems?
Huh?
I don't think it's me.
It's humble.
Are
Oh.
you sure?
The refrigerator.
Yes.
Hold on, I'm gonna mute you real quick. It is humble. Shit.
Oh no.
Oh.
Must be the heater I had on.
But no, for what it's worth, just if you guys make our decision on how y'all want to view these movies, that's all up to you. I'm not here to tell you you're wrong for liking the Jurassic World movies. I'm not here to tell you that you're wrong for liking the Lost World. I'm not even telling you that you're wrong that you like Jurassic Park 3. You know, it
So
is what it is.
So you like the trailer, and now that has you
I didn't
wanting.
say all
Oh.
that now.
Okay, well, from your view
I have
of
my-
the trailer,
I have my
does it?
issues. I have my issues. I don't mind Scarlett Johansson being in the movie.
Yeah, I don't either.
I just want her eaten.
And it better be me. I mean, what?
I just want to see her eaten.
Why you want to say? Oh God!
That could work. That could work. That could work. A Jurassic Park where the main character dies at the end for the first time. That could work. I would like that. I wouldn't mind seeing that either. But no, I don't mind her being there. I don't like that brown dude with the glasses. He looked so out of place.
Brown dude.
Not the
And-
man.
and
Not the man she meets at the beginning that she's talking to in the museum.
Her partner.
Okay, all right.
Whoever is supposed to be super brainy brown boy. I'm really am getting my whole thing is I really am getting so dead sick and tired of that design of a character.
But at
Well,
least
you
it's
have-
not one with, what was that failed late night show chick who had a YouTube career? She's Indian from Canada.
Oh, what's her name? I know what you're talking about, but I forgot her name. She's so
Yeah,
fucking
but-
forgettable.
Yeah, I
Yeah, but at
forgot her
least it's
name
not
because-
that type. I was
Okay.
tired of
No,
people pushing
my-
that.
my- No, it's I call it the what's that dude name? Justice.
Justice.
The dude,
From what?
the dude talk like his lips are sticking together all the damn time. He looks so fucking high. That light skinned boy, the one who was in the Ministry of Magical Negroes.
Never watched it, thankfully.
Wait,
So.
Ministry of Magical.
Ooh,
Negroes. That was real. I remember that was real.
that light skinned
was
guy
real.
that can't act. Are you
Yeah,
talking about
Madman?
Yeah,
Oh,
the one who was in Detective Pikachu.
Oh,
You know what's
Justice. He
Yeah.
did that stupid game to those.
Yeah, the
that guy
Quarry.
has no talent.
The
He
Quarry.
is not talented.
Bottom
Yeah,
line is
Go ahead.
the bottom line
Justice
is
Smith- no,
they
not Smith.
use his style and look for every damn brainy brown boy in every movie I've seen up to this point. I'm getting so sick and tired
It's really
his
unnecessary,
fucking
you know.
template being used. Like
Yeah.
that boy dresses completely uninteresting in movies I've seen him in. And every time you want a brainy boy in the goddamn movie, sorry, Marcelli, they always copy his style. It's getting to the point where I'm having a hard time differentiating them at this point. Man, bring
He's
back
the
Steve
Jaden
Urkel.
Smith of acting.
Yeah, I'm waiting.
Like give me the Carlton look. Give me the Stefan. You know?
Yeah.
also-
Yeah.
Another thing they do with the brainy guys, like I had to see the that Mars film with Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
Yeah, and the very nerdy guy is he's a black guy, but the same trope they're doing a lot with the nerdy, super smart guys who are always right. They're total assholes and jerks, and they are slobs, like filthy slobs.
What?
Like even in their work area, like this guy is working in a NASA facility, and his entire work area has shit on the floor, old food, and cold coffees on the counters. I'm like, dude, I don't
No.
think they would let that happen.
Is he the
No, they would not.
I'll be right
No.
back.
No, they wouldn't. He's the one that didn't know who the head of. Is he the one that did? I hope I'm getting the
Yeah,
right
he didn't
movie
know
right.
who his boss was, and here he is, like, oh, and you are like, I'm the guy who pays your bills. and
Right.
everything. Like,
Your paycheck.
That
He's like,
does not
"Oh, okay.
sound like an
Nice to meet you."
intellectual.
No, it doesn't.
That.
The-
Go ahead, Humble.
Sorry, it's just one of the other weirdest things I've seen is when they make the brainy guy be the autistic one.
Well, the writers probably thought it was cool. God, wouldn't it be cool if he doesn't know the man who who writes his paycheck?
No,
That's
it's
not cool.
That
That
was
is
made
not. That would
for
get you fired.
humor to be funny.
I didn't laugh. I thought I would fire that guy.
I'm
That's
sorry.
wonderful.
The only time that is actually funny is if he still lived with his mom.
Living like that, I wouldn't be
If he
surprised.
still lived with someone who is the one that's responsible for lighting a fire under his buns.
Mm.
Like Nero Wolf is an intellectual who rarely leaves his house. So his assistant, who does all the legwork, is usually the one heckling him to take on cases. And he's like, nah, I'm going to hang out with my tulips.
Mm. And that wasn't the first movie that did like that Vin Diesel thing off of Comic Bloodshot.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did that too. Like here he is killing this other guy it was a more assured guy and less wimpy than the other ones he was sent to kill. And the guy who also helped make Bloodshot and the whole nanomachine shit is relying on this black guy who's smarter than he is and more capable tech-wise, because all this one scientist does is just spark orders and mess around with guns.
That makes no sense.
Yeah, but
It
when you
really
see this
doesn't.
guy, he's eating like cold, like an ugly cup of noodles. His whole work area is slobby, and yeah,
Yeah.
he's a black guy again, and he acts like, ugh.
Yeah.
It's
That-
like do you think the writers just that's how they see nerds or nerdy smart people? Do you think they get the wrong impression, or they think they almost be like this?
I think they're trying to I think they're trying to do a characterization in the shortest, dirtiest way possible. Forgive the pun. And sometimes it's problem see do. So in this case, the guy's like, he helps with the tech stuff, but you see he's messy. He says stuff that's intelligent. But the truth is, you can actually make someone who can speak very intelligently and be as smart as a moron.
If it's not callous writing, I just see it mostly as the method of venting. Somebody just deciding to show they have no care or genuine animosity for this kind of character type.
Yeah,
You see,
that
Redneck,
could be a
but
good
that-
point too.
And that's the vibe I get. Redneck, that's the vibe I get when they write all these characters. Where either they know a person like that and they don't like them, or they assume that they're like this. I don't know, but that's the vibe I get sometimes when they write the very smart, nerdy, sloppy guy. They have a tendency to do. They have a tendency, and the reason I'm saying this is because it is becoming a stereotype. It really is.
I'll take that stereotype over the ooh woo so random. Look at me explain why I flap my hands characterization.
And there's also a good chance that it's self-insert, and they're just putting themselves in there, trying to make it look cool and normal.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
Yep.
Well,
That
you also
doesn't even
see-
sound cool.
You also see this type of thing with how they handle quote
Those
unquote
characters tend.
quirky characters. Yeah, and yeah, well, every time like they try what they think they makes a character quirky is the opposite.
But what were
Looking
you
at
saying, Red?
you,
Go on.
Owl House.
I'm just saying most of the self-inserts tend to be very preachy characters with no merit of no marital worth to what they marital. Try to say they have no meritocracy to anything they state. They just like to just say that everyone else around them are idiots, or they just hate their opinions.
Yeah, like that
Yeah.
black snot
I-
off
once
of
again,
Harry Potter.
I was
Dang.
so happy we did not talk about Velma earlier.
Yeah, but once,
That's
but
okay.
once again, like
We
one of
could.
those
No.
examples-
No,
No.
She is. That one isn't even Velma. That one was
Oh, God, what
happily
have I done?
murdered by
killing.
Scrappy Doo, and we'll leave it at that.
But she came back as a ghost.
No, she's gone.
Mm,
Leave it at
She
that.
lives forever, like Patrick Swayze.
Oh,
Catch
the
me
less
up.
we
Well, at
talk
least-
about
at
the
least that's
show,
a-
the better. The show's
Well-
shit. Let's move on.
Personally,
Catch
some
me
of
up.
the intellectual characters I do like happen to be Tails.
Hey,
hmm
Oh, hey.
I like Tails.
And let's see, what was
Wow,
the other
Tails
one that was
Prowler.
really funny?
Um,
Winry.
oh yeah,
from Full Metal
Good
Alchemist.
Alchemist.
Yes, now that is genuine nerding out.
and that's actually
Because-
how you
He's an
write
engineer.
intelligent character.
Yeah,
And
and the
that's how you write
scariest
intelligent
part would
characters.
be if she were actually in 20. Actually, I think the scariest part would be if she actually met David from Cyberpunk Edge Runners and most of the cyborg parts he had on.
Well,
I didn't
she would
like
definitely be
David, really.
fascinated.
Yeah, that's true. David wasn't the best character, but he is the funniest guy to mess with because he's supposed to be an everyman protagonist. The part I found funny about him, I don't know, the part I would find funny about him and Winry meeting is Winry would probably just grab him by the wrist, pull his sleeve up, turn him this way and that, and he'd be wondering what the hell's going on. Why does this
She'd be-
person have a
She'll be
hold of
trying to
me? And
figure
then
out
it's like, let her
he's
get it
fully
out
auto
of her
male
system.
and wondering why he's functioning as a full body auto male.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She'd
She
like
really-
playing with his parts.
Yes, she would. And the funny part would be Rachel would be like, "No, I'm the one who's supposed to play with his parts," and the girl that's supposed to be his love interest would be backing away slowly from the two people that are being loud and arguing. And poor David is like, "Help me!" And Ed's like, "You're on your own, Mister."
Maine was always my favorite, anyways.
Who?
Maine.
Main.
Oh yeah, the first leader.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, this mess my fault. That'll forever be my favorite line of his among many's, but that's the one I can remember easily because it's both haunting, humorous, and heartbreaking, all rolled into one.
You got that right.
Hey, this mess my fault.
Yeah, and that's one thing I didn't care for Edge Run is like
Edge runners.
they were heavily hinting he's gonna go psychosis and like okay, and then here's this guy who he's kind of looking up to who doesn't. You're kind of just going by the end the same if shit he did before. It's like okay, I'm not entirely up with it. Like I already went for this with Maine, and we saw how bad that went.
Mm-hmm.
And pretty much everybody dies except for the driver and the cool driver who was kind of like a cowboy and all that, and the main chick, Lucy.
I felt really bad when Rachel died because that was the character I liked.
Rebecca.
Me too.
Rebecca, yeah, Rebecca. Was
Rebecca?
one I
Rebecca.
liked.
Yeah, she.
Yeah, I keep getting her
I
name
was
wrong.
really hoping as Edge Runners was coming to its end, and that she was actually going to make it.
Hey, we're having a moment. Fuck you.
Oh, and I
Bad
love the
words.
fact that Studio Trigger kept her, even though the guys that were wanting the anime was saying no.
I like
But
the
it's-
I like the fan
it's clearly
fiction fan art of her.
Mm-hmm.
But come on, like everyone knows that in spite of how she was Rebecca is an adult woman.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah.
She's just short stack.
Think of that one Ball Buddy comic of her.
Let's face it, between her and her brother got the tall genes. 'Cause he was like
But
sleeky tall. And
But-
The way how he went out was messed up.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Just blink once and you'll miss it. Even though they do the shot 3 times
Mhm.
for every character when it shows them dying, they always replay it from different angles, which was nice.
I agree.
Except for Kiwi,
Well, I
and
hope
we all
the
know
thing,
why.
the thing that I take away from the new Jurassic World, I forgot what it's called,
Rebirth.
Rebirth,
Dumb name.
is.
Yeah.
Do not.
Get
That's
there,
that's
dumb name.
one criticism I have of that. I mean, there'll be future criticisms when I go out to see it, but that name, that is so generic. Rebirth of what exactly? Mothra.
Something wrong- I mean,
Well, we will.
But see,
we will
Wolf,
be
I gotta.
talking about. Oh, we will be talking about how people come up with titles in a later episode of the Real Millennials.
See, I got a Kong Skull Island vibe from the trailer. I have to be honest. That's
And
what it
what's so
felt
wrong
like
with
to
that?
me. Nothing. It's just for me. They've got to really give me something different that I haven't seen before, because I just feel like the Jurassic Park franchise has been stretched so thin. What else can you come up with the dinosaurs?
You know,
well, if it's human hybrids, I'm sure we know where
you've
this
already
is going.
we've already talked about it a little bit in the Jurassic Park stream years
True.
ago, how I would have handled the world trilogy. Exactly.
So is this one part of the world trilogy, or is this just something all separate in itself?
We just gotta watch it, and like I said,
Okay.
I'm gonna take the bullet, and I'll tell you what's going on with it.
Okay. I will be looking forward to your review before I put money. I might see it before, or I might see it afterwards. And another thing I got, but the gentleman, the man in the museum that goes on the expedition with Scarlett Joe, I got this Mansell in distress vibe from her. So I hope that's not true. I hope we don't get that, Mansell in distress kind of.
Is that what they're calling
Character.
it now?
That's the nickname they use it. It's I've kind of adapted it well where I don't know. He's the man. He's like the man, Mansell in distress.
We
I
just
got that
need to
vibe
go
from
back to the simple stuff. I know people turned it into something else, but really, just fag. It's a fag. They're weak and breakable like a twig.
Yeah.
Fag with a twig. Guess
Mhm.
what?
Just because
Good.
she is strong, and I didn't mean to interrupt you, Doug, but just because
It's
she's
okay.
strong,
I love you
because she's
interrupting.
oh God, just because I don't know how to take that.
Good
Easy,
Lord.
man.
Don't say that.
Continue.
Doug.
Continue
Just-
with how people tend to misunderstand and the damsel in distress.
Yeah, because just because she's strong and adventurous doesn't mean he has to be all mousy. And that's the vibe I'm getting from him. I get this vibe
Well,
that he's an
here's my
archaeologist of some
thing.
kind.
Here's my thing. I'm all for doing things differently. My thing is this, okay? We've already had. The thing is, have had women save dudes before, even though the dudes are perfectly capable of saving themselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
We've always had that in cinema and in stories, like shit. We had Lois Lane save Superman in his first movie.
Mm-hmm.
He was a man in distress too.
Well, heck,
Yep.
Superman ended up saving her on the daily.
Mm-hmm.
But
To the
the thing
point-
is that my problem is here, Humble, is why do we have the very stereotypical, as Leia described just now, these weak, ineffectual, and what did David Carradine said in Kill Bill Volume 2? Meek, feckless,
Meek.
unsure of themselves.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
When-
like, what? We even had meek men that are perfectly capable of handling themselves in a stressful situation as well. Where'd that go? We've always had strong women doing things, but we also had dudes that are not as strong that are perfectly capable of doing some things within their strength as well. We had that before. We had the best of both worlds in the 90s, in the 2000s.
Twilight
Mid-
happened.
Jesus Christ, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm. Yeah.
that's true.
God damn it,
That might
Stephanie.
have been where it got popular.
Dark
But my
Stranger's right.
thing is,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like there has always been a lot of crisscrossing between the genders, where you had the one guy that's not really all that tough or all that combat savvy, but where his strength lies is in other things that he put his skill points into, like maybe charisma or tech savviness, or even if he just so happened to be a gentleman thief, his finesse,
To be fair, to get the perfect damsel in distress, they have to be capable of doing something really good at, kind of like a reporter, or I guess the name, or like Evie from the Mummy, book
I was just
smart.
about to bring her up, actually.
Yeah,
In fact,
and
dare I say it,
Yes.
Evie was the one that saved the day.
just dumb
Yes.
enough to always get themselves in some sort of danger. That is the one thing of reason why I didn't mind Daphne being danger prone, is because she was A lot like Nancy Drew, she was pretty good at putting clues together. Unlike Nancy Drew, she was the one that would often push the wrong button and end up going right into the enemy's arms and not notice until they were wrapped around her.
Yeah, I like the reinvention.
Those were amazing.
There was a point in the Superman stories where they were trying to rewrite Lois Lane to be more of an army brat, and that's why she takes all these risky moves to try to get further on the story. You know, consequences be damned.
Yeah, the funny part is the one I'm familiar with was from the Fleischer cartoons.
You're fishing, Humble.
Oh, sorry.
You got a lot
Okay.
of static. Yeah.
I
The
say radio signal.
the one I was familiar with was the Fleischer cartoons. Because in the oldest one, she could fly a plane, but she made sure that Clark Kent couldn't be there. And
Let
then
Clark-
he could rescue
Clark knows what he
Lisa.
did.
Yeah, and then Lois needed help from the Superman because she got held captive by the evil scientist.
Whatever he's named.
Yeah.
I was just going to go back about Edie from The Mummy is a great character, but it's like Wolf said, in a way she does save the day, but she's very brainy, but she's very an integral part of the group.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she's very integral part. She needs saving when she needs to be, but she's a very much an integral part of the group.
So you understand that I'm going to have a big rant when we come down to talk about the Mummy trilogy, right?
Yeah.
Quick to intersect. You're talking about meek men being able to do things even in their own ability. Evie's brother was everything meek, but even though he was pathetic, he still had some strengths and displayed that on occasion.
Jonathan.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, you
That's
did.
what I'm
And
saying. It's like everybody had a part to play. I don't mean cutting to you later. Everybody had a part to play in the 90s and in the mid 2000s. Like that's why again it's the argument I proposed last year. It's why they're called supporting characters. That is what they do. I don't need a supporting character to learn how to box or learn how to shoot a gun. They already have what they need. Yes, if you want them to do all those extra stuff as character development or skill improvement, sure, do that. But again, don't go at the sacrifice of the main character. That's why nowadays we're having a surge of who is the character anymore? Who are we following anymore in stories of today? Stories are suffering from too many characters to follow.
So what
And
you're
it's all
saying is
because-
it's an identity crisis.
Pretty much. But where I'm going with this is that
Oh, you
everybody's
didn't catch
asking.
it. Never mind.
I caught it.
I caught it. Yeah, I was
I'm
letting
just
Wolf.
continuing
got
my
it.
thought right now.
Yeah.
I'm continuing my thought. I'm just saying, it's like, with shows with too many characters, it's like, it's this whole thing where they believe that every character has to be very important. It's like these guys got into a big old circle jerk discussion about, well, nobody ever talks about the side characters. Yes, the fuck we do.
And a lot of the times, the side characters are better than the main characters these days.
Well, everybody wants to be a side character because the main character is everything that they're not. Strong, independent, or just overly capable.
Stupid.
That too.
Very stupid. Naruto. I mean,
That too, or sometimes a goofball, Goku.
I would have been fine being like Goku, except until everybody was taking off the TFS stuff. He's in Super. I'm like,
Oh god.
yeah, no thanks.
Yeesh.
I
Would
want my
Goku and Superman even fight each other?
No.
Goku would.
Goku would probably keep wanting to challenge him to fights, and Superman would be making up silly little contests, kind of like when he was trying to fight Mixeltiplik.
Mr. Mixius
Yeah,
Mixius Spitlick.
That
I-
guy.
I
Yeah.
remember because Superman cartoon.
Yes. And the only thing we'd get is
those are
probably Goku figured out he uses lasers to shave. He tries it in his house, and Chi-Chi screams when the bathroom mirror and the wall behind it is just suddenly a new window of destruction.
Do you find, and maybe this is a topic I was going to throw in there, if Dom, when you hear this, and for others, and correct me maybe if I'm wrong, but I'm finding lately today's audiences, they're not connecting to the characters, and there's a word for it, but I'm late and I can't think of the word I'm trying to find.
Disconnected.
Disconnected or character. They're not.
Because this is something that I had
relating to
something
it.
with one of my behavior therapists, that saying that we always like to talk comics, and this one part that I hate about him so much, which I don't even want to be around him anymore,
Ooh.
because he's that one asshole. Because he's even told me from the very first time that we met each other, he's always says a bunch of dumb stuff like, I think sidekicks are like the dumbest thing. Like having Robin going around in the saucy outfit was just like, okay.
That's a him problem.
I don't blame you, Final. I don't blame you. I'm just discovering, back in the day, we all had characters that we had an emotional connection to. Some people say Captain Kirk, some people say Superman, some people say Spider-Man, or it could be any character. I'm not finding that with today's audiences. I'm finding that they're identifying more with their skills, but not them as a character. I don't know if you guys noticed it, but I noticed it. I'll ask them and I'll say, what did you like?
It's rather they want to be interested into something that, like, it's like, oh, isn't this so interesting? Because it's just like so realistic. It's something that's supposed to be larger than life. Because if I want to read something realistic, I'd go read a history book.
I've been noticing it off and on when I get on Twitter to try and interact with my audience and some art mutes that I still have on there. The ones who empathize with the character end up becoming armchair psychologists. and you will see Lionel posts, and I end up thinking, you need to go to therapy. You should not put. There are some observations you do not put online because then they end up dipping into your private information.
Hey, Tom King, I hope you're taking notes.
It's kind of like this. There was this one guy that was like, okay, rate this person's setup. And this person had a trans flag on the magazine of an AK-47. And it's like, wait, you're supposed to be in the army. Why did you put a brightly colored flag on the bullets that could literally be taken out if that gun gets disassembled?
Attention.
Yeah.
Virtue signal.
It's a signal, all right. It's enough to say, take me in Morse code, and then hit me with the butt of my gun. It's rainbow shaped.
Yeah.
Rainbow shaped.
The person had like flags everywhere, and then stuck a communist flag next
You're not
to
in a gang, dumbass.
next to
You're in the
anti-Nazi thing.
I've
but
seen
it
that.
was, and it reminded me of was the fact that Hitler kicked communism out of Germany, and then allied with another communist from another country.
Yeah,
I had asked.
We've seen flags. We've seen similar flags like that really bring its ugly heads, not just in film, but also in TV shows, live action and animation.
I got this one question.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
go ahead,
and then no, so question because I saw your comment, Redneck, about Lupin the Third, and we'll get to that. The reason I
Cool.
talked about character is because a coworker at my job liked Dune 2. And so I asked him, what did you like about the film? And he liked Paul Atreides. I said, what do you like about Paul Atreides? Well, he's going to slaughter everybody and kill the Harkin guy, or I forgot.
Harkonnen.
Harkonnen. Thank you. I'm not a big Dune fan. So please forgive me if I mispronounce any characters' names. Yeah, but what about the character of Paul Atreides? Well, he's going to slaughter everybody and kill the guy. I said, what do you like about Paul Atreides? Why do you like this character?
At least he didn't call him a white
Well,
savior.
He didn't say that. Well, he could not give me a character.
I'm saying at least he didn't call him a white savior like most people would.
Oh, yeah.
If they go that far into the stories, ask him again what he thinks of Paul and his brood when we see his son, the worm man thing.
Yeah.
I think he's in love with the crusade the guy's on.
Yeah, because
Not
he couldn't
really.
give me
Not
anything.
really.
Let's
the
call
man
it for what it
himself.
is. What it's meant to be, a jihad.
Okay.
But see,
Okay, Raiden.
he couldn't tell me his personality or his story or his adventures or why
I
he
could.
doesn't. He could. I know you can, but that's what I'm talking about. Less and less, this younger generation, they're not connecting to the character, to the
They have low
characteristics of the
attention
character.
spans.
Let them grow up more.
It takes time to make him connect to a character. Well,
How old
heck,
was
they're-
he?
Well,
He's
heck,
19.
Yeah,
Makes
he's
sense.
screwed. Sorry.
oh yeah,
Mhm.
he's teenage. One of the and this was a factoid that was brought to me by my mother. What a kid acts like when they're 2 is what they'll act like when they're a teenager.
Bullshit. No offense, but
It's just a factoid, and it doesn't apply to everyone all the time. But I've noticed it sometimes in some of the kids I babysit. That's the one thing that they get out of it. Like let's see. One of the youngest kids, he is Paw Patrol 24/7. Who does he emulate? The Sad Cat Man. Even though he says his favorite is Chase, he tests the cues from the Sad Cat Man to see if he can get away with them.
Wolf, did you read the Dune books?
Not yet. I got him here
Okay.
though.
right quick.
Okay, 'cause I said at 19, did you understand Paul Atreides at 19? Because I at 19, I can tell you every
didn't get
characteristic of
Dune
Luke
till-
Skywalker. So maybe
I
I'm
didn't get into
weird.
Dune until like late last year.
Okay.
That's the thing. I got into Dune late last year. But the thing is that if I had watched the Lynch movie earlier, I probably in my earlier youth, I probably would tell you just enough of what you needed to know of how I felt about Paul Atreides and every other character from Dune. I probably would have mischaracterized Chani and Lady Jessica in my early youth until what you see here now, where I actually am more learned and more understanding of the medium,
Okay.
But my thing is, like, if you had approached me about this, I would say if you had approached me at age 19, I'd give you a mouthful. I will tell you that I know that much of myself at 19. I would have told you what did I get out of Paul Atreides, because I'll tell you the exact same way how I got into Goku, how I like Superman, how I like Batman, Probably would have been the dumb remarks that a lot of people were saying back in the days, though.
I get what you're saying, but what I asked him about the movie, he didn't tell me anything. I mean, now maybe this is a hang up that I have, because I'm drawn to character first before anything else. But he couldn't tell me anything about the characters. He just said how the movie looks and the things that he did.
Okay,
But
let's
as
go with the
character
looks of the
itself-
movie. What did he say
Yeah.
about the look of the movie?
He loved how it looked. The sand scenes looked realistic, and how it looked. He saw it on IMAX, and how it really sucked him in the movie. That it was on IMAX, and the sound, and
So
Yeah.
he's saying it was immersive.
yes,
How did I describe the movie back when we were talking about that?
because I knew. Did you like? I forgot exactly your words, but I know you talked about the cinematography and the look of the film.
Yeah, I was saying the cinematography was really good. The sweeping shots were
Yeah.
excellent. You know,
Yeah.
the way how the colors of the desert, how Giddy Prime looked in the daytime was pretty wild. You know, I even went as far to tell everybody how they achieved the effect, because I got this information secondhand. They used the infrared lens, and they reversed the colors, and the fact that they used the fireworks what they used for the fireworks as in Fred Rotha's birthday look like Rorschach ink blotches or chemical testing things. You know, the ones where you run a current through the thing and it makes them little needle looking point looking things. You know,
And there's yes, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with liking the cinematography of film. I think that's cool.
I get,
But when
and I even went as far as say that I like the portrayal of Faye Rotha through Asa Butler. You know, the fact that he's imitating his uncle by mimicking his vocal patterns. Would you like some meats, my darlings? Lungs, a liver. I hear they're big today. You know,
Yes.
or I should drown you in that pool right now. Don't be hasty, nephew.
And there's nothing wrong with that. And I think that's fine. But when I asked him why is he drawn to the characters, he couldn't answer. He just kept saying, the world looks good. Maybe I'm putting too much into it. But I found
You're
that
expecting too much out of him right now, because he's still drinking in the excitement aspect of it. I'm sure he can formulate better words this time when he's fully matured.
Or he's just too embarrassed to admit he just likes Zoe Saldana.
I mean,
Oh wait, no,
Zendaya.
that wasn't Zoe Saldana. What's her name again?
Zendaya.
Zendaya. Toothpick.
You're right. Maybe I'm speaking too much of him. It's
They
just
should have
these
kept it
days.
Jenna Ortega.
To be
just that
fair,
Yeah.
oh, sorry. Well, to be fair, we tend to gravitate toward the simple stuff before we get into the meat and the heart of the story.
Okay. That's fair. I think
For
that's fair.
example, a lot of the romances I've read, I skip the sex scenes because I like the parts that happen between the pages. Just like there are a lot of readers out there that skip the plot because they like the sex scenes.
Oh my goodness, Humble is Team 4-star Aerith confirmed. Muggles.
So she's also secretly a psychopath that'll murder you in your sleep for
With
fun.
a chair.
With a Scooby-Doo pillow, too.
I'm not that bad.
Oh.
So they say.
I'm not
That's how
that
she-
bad. She says with a
That's how
cute
she
little
based
tone
you.
to it.
I was
Well,
reading-
considering I write murder mysteries and I'm not exactly the type to get into combat, there is that.
Redneck, I was reading your comment here. You said no priority in the character and their choices when their agency gets in the way in what the writers rather force you to accept. See, that's the
AK, aka the agenda.
Okay, I got you, because the next comment I was going to make, are the writers not, when I asked that question about Dune 2, I was going to ask, well, maybe it's in the writing. Are the writers losing human connection? Do you find that we're not connecting to the characters and just to the world around them or the things around them, but not to them as a character, as like connecting to people?
I
Oh,
think we're
Emotional
gonna have a
connection,
whole episode
emotional
about
investment.
that of the
Okay.
real millennials sometime soon, because
oh,
that's a
Okay.
whole other
you,
thing about that.
Okay, I'll
oh,
hold that
you,
then.
you can tell when the agenda gets in the way of the story. It is basically a writer's unsaid fetish.
Among other
Boy, do they
things.
come with a sock of fetishes these days.
Oh yeah.
Sadly,
Neil
Mina's
Gaiman?
praying had it.
Well, sadly, it's more like one of those scary BDSM dungeons.
George R.R. Martin.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, yes. Mhm.
Hey,
like,
my friend, the
dude
duality of
hates
writing.
Tolkien, yet he somehow wants to be Tolkien so freaking badly
But with boobs.
Why though?
because it's fantasy and he wants to be like the next Lord of
Should
the
have been
Rings for
C.S.
some
Lewis
reason.
instead. Maybe you find religion.
Dude, don't be the next Tolkien. Just be the next fantasy author. That's how you ended up
He ain't
with a
trying to
bunch
be.
of Tolkien-esque
He ain't trying to be
stories.
the next Tolkien. He's trying to be Tolkien.
Don't be Tolkien, be George
Yes.
R.R. Martin. Except now you made George R.R. Martin a weirdo. Please change your name and try again.
The only thing I remember clearly about George R. R. Martin, besides the fact that his book series made a pretty good board game, was the time some kid decided to use Chat GPT to finish his books, and he's like, "Nah, you are not finishing my series."
And now
Are
he will
you?
never finish his series.
Yeah, looks like some
If
fans
he
are very
wanted to be,
upset about that.
if you want to be the next Tolkien, or he wanted to be Tolkien, period, that's the thing he needs to do. Is finish his series.
Or at
Mhm.
least die trying. I mean,
Eh,
Tolkien didn't finish everything. He died, unfortunately.
that's
Mhm.
that would make a very George R. R. Martin would make a very weird Tolkien, because I remember in one of the Game of Thrones TV shows, they did a recap episode, it's a school play about all of the
Event.
Sweet Home
Tragedies.
Alabama.
Yep.
Mm. Why is it always this song though?
Because
It
Leonard
talks about
Skinner.
incest.
Because the lyrics fit, and it does have a bit of a. It is the quickest way. It is one of the quick and dirtiest ways to make that joke
Emphasize
without.
the incestuous stuff that happened.
Yeah,
And
It
there are
also
laws that
derives
allow
from
it.
the whole critique and slanderous joke that everybody in the South or whatever just marries a sister and shit.
which I definitely know is not true. The one thing I do know is true is there are lots of country euphemisms that are polite ways to be snarky. Especially when where one has a connotation of bless your heart.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
better get into that one.
Trying to remember of the good old country song. It's just lately these years, everybody's just more city folk and talk. It's like the lingo's totally changed. It's either your urban city talk, or it's whoever's coming in on boats or over the border talk. Like,
Oh God, is that really what's going on in writing now?
You'll be surprised.
Yeah.
You're basically telling me that these guys don't know how to pick up vocabulary lingo.
except
What?
for the when they write that archetype of the punching bag, if you will, of everybody who you just gotta hate, who's wrong.
The hillbilly punching bag.
Yeah, the hillbilly punching bag, the
Psychic
white
spies from
man
China
punching
trying to
bag.
steal your modulation And
That-
little girls from Sweden dream of silver screen quotation. And if you want these kind of dreams, it's California.
Californication.
if you wanted
edge
to,
of the world and all of Western civilization. The sun may rise in the east as east is settled in some location. Understood that Hollywood sells Californication. Pay
Well,
I
to
watched
be-
the show, but I heard that David Duchovny fucked that one child star from the Maid show.
oh,
First
didn't know that one.
born,
Yeah, it
What
was in
is
the
this?
first season. I heard that David Duchovny
You
sleeps
get
with
3
an
conversations
underage
in one.
girl who was
Dream
played
of
by the
Californication.
Wolf, shut up!
Dream of
Fran Drescher show.
No, it works. One group can listen to him sing, the other group can listen to your conversation.
Yeah, dark. Yeah, Stranger was talking about David Duchovny did something illegal, and Wolf can't stop singing. I'm like, wait, David
Well,
Duchovny did
it
what?
does coincide with a show that he participated in.
It was called
Yes, but we're having a
Californication.
conversation. Quiet.
So, did Dave McCovney have
Well, no, it was
underage
his
relations with a
character.
girl off a show called Maids?
I
No,
heard about that.
the child actress from, I think it was the Fran Drescher show.
The nanny?
The nanny, yeah,
goodness.
the little girl, her actress
Oh,
in the show. He picked her up in the show, his character, and he thought she was older than what she was because she's doing the not so underage stuff, and they do it, and you even have that actress showing it all and even punching him in the face, from what I hear, and then he finds out that not only is she underage, but she's also the daughter of the guy who's marrying his ex-wife.
Oh,
Oh my goodness.
that
No.
is spicier. Well, actually, Nanny did have
know-
times when they were a little spicy.
no, there's a reason why I avoid that show.
Mm,
Which one?
I don't-
Californication?
I did not need to see
Yeah.
Fox Mulder trying to get his jollies on with young girls.
I didn't want to see that either.
Personally, the part I liked about the nanny was when Lamb Chop guest starred. Oh my gosh, poor Lamb Chop. First, the dog got a hold of her. Then she had to get laundered, and all of her face fell off. And then when she got fixed, she had an old lady bun. And there was even a part where she got stuck in this. They had a shoe caddy that would rotate, and it was motorized. So they're trying to look for it. They accidentally turned that thing on. There's Lamb Chop. Then she's gone by the time their heads pop back up.
Dream of Californication.
I wouldn't want to watch that either. I never saw that, but I heard about it, and I think this is not the show for me. And then I would begin to wonder about David Duchovny. Like,
No, he can do no wrong. Dave Duchovny is a cool guy. He can do no wrong.
Okay.
It's just the choice of career path he in his acting career is just sometimes questionable. I mean, he did have one moment of a scene in Zoolander. Never showed up in the sequel, thank goodness, because that sequel sucked. Fuck that sequel.
Yes, I heard it. I heard it was pretty bad. Yeah, I was gonna give it a chance, but people were like, nah, you don't want to waste your
The
time.
show The Nanny had its upticks and its downticks, but the part that made it funny was, I don't know. The part that made it funny was they took one of those city slicker ladies, and she had to be a babysitter for a bunch of kids.
Mm.
God bless you.
Gesundheit.
God bless you.
Damn, was that loud?
Yes. Bless you there.
Allergies.
Well, if one wanted to find anything for how to get the diction and the pronunciation of dialogue, all you'd have to do is just listen to old music.
For what?
For just writing good dialogue.
Oh, maybe they should. Okay, if you notice the topic, I have to ask. Here it comes. You don't have to answer this if you don't want to. We don't have to discuss it if you don't want to. But
It's
I'm
8
just-
inches. Don't worry.
Oh my good.
Not like that.
Darn, you need to behave yourself. you need to you need to fool yourself. Goodness. I'm scared. Ooh, got allergies. Are there allergies, Wolf?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. My moms are really bad around this time, so you're not alone. Does anybody have any thoughts on the new teaser for the Fantastic Four?
Not
Ooh.
interested.
I'm
Okay.
glad
I'm
they
partially
went.
interested.
I'm glad they went back to the classic costumes, but I think that's because of the Marvel video game that became popular.
Rivals.
Marvel
Marvel
Rivals.
Rivals, yeah.
Yeah, but those barely look like the classic suits. 'Cause it barely does it because the designs are all so different.
I don't mind it though. I don't mind the suit design. It's fitting with the time period that they're going for. that they're writing the story around. The look of the thing is really nice. It's better than the
Mhm.
thing in Fan Four
Mhm.
Sticks.
Yeah. And plus,
Okay.
they actually did cast a Jewish guy on there because Ben Grimm is a Jewish guy.
Yep.
I will say I like the aesthetic. The look is nice. I do like the thing look, although I still like the old Thousands look a little bit
Yeah,
because it was more of a suit instead of a CG.
Yeah.
I just don't like how the new thing sounds or acts because
Yeah.
he reminds me of a toned down version of a Core from
Mhm.
Thor Ragnarok,
Core,
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah.
which isn't very exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really tilting my head at his behavior a little bit too. Never a hint of it's clobbering time either, and that's a must need. That is a prerequisite. You cannot omit it's clobbering time.
Yeah.
If they give him something else to say, and not it's clobbering time, I'm going to be pissed.
I
Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards looks fucking ridiculous, just as ridiculous as he was as Maxwell Lord in Wonder Woman
Yeah.
84. He
Mm-hmm.
stopped making Pedro Pascal look white as snow, or try to come off as white. You cannot convince me that man can pass off as white. Stop trying to convince me that he can look white. You tried that shit in Gladiator, didn't work on me. Didn't watch that movie, mind you.
Wait, they got a Spanish guy and they try to make him act whiter than a white woman going after a pumpkin
just
spice
saying-
latte.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying they put him in again. First of all, they tried it with Maxwell Lord by giving him a fucking blonde hair, and I know why. Don't remind me. Don't remind me. I know why they did it. I know why they gave him the blonde hair.
They only succeeded in getting a Spanish guy. Well, actually, twice when you think about the kind of act white. First time was Raul Julia because it was Raul Julia. It was cool.
Mhm.
Second time, I mean, despite whether you watched them or not, I only saw snippets. But Antonio Banderas in The Spy Kids, he acted kind of like a white suburban guy most of the time.
Mhm.
And it worked because it's Antonio Banderas, and who wouldn't like Antonio Banderas?
But I'm saying like they're trying to make this motherfucker look like a white person, right? Or whatever the case may be, when he's trying to pass off. So they try to they try to be all this inclusivity and diversity bullshit, but they're making everybody look so fucking diversively unidentifiable, ambiguously ambiguous minority. Ambiguous brown, as we like to call it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm seeing this motherfucker with the Reed Richards hairstyle. You know,
Mm-hmm.
he's got the Reed Richards hairstyle, and I'm sitting here like he looks like he could have been better off being Victor Von
Johnny's-
Doom.
Ah,
Yes.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I've been saying. He should have been Doctor Doom.
Yeah. Yeah,
Now
I
that
agree.
I think about it, you might have touched on something with that cognitive dissonance with identifying characters. There's been this whole, I don't know, they for the last since the 2020, well, at least since the 2010s, there had been this huge movement to try and make these characters look as unidentifiable as possible. Like, take all the identifiers off.
Hmm.
And it's
Or
not
better
like
yet,
good with cats or your skills. It was like that's
homeboy, I
kind of
got an
like,
idea too.
yeah, okay.
Every time I see him, he looks more like the Beyonder than Reed Richards. And I was wondering, like, you know, and I thinking to myself, I'm like, if I was him in this shit, if I had taken Kevin Feige's position, he would have been Beyonder for a possible Secret War movie.
Who,
Truth be
Pascal?
told,
That would have been the
Yes.
next step for me. That would have been the next step for me after Thanos' Secret War.
but to be honest, it might just also be me. I have yet to see anything from Pascal that was really good acting wise. Like,
Mm.
I know everybody talks about that Game of Thrones, just like people talk about the Stranger Things people being all these great, but they all fall flat. Like, yeah, they had one thing maybe, but that's in like, oh, but he was in the Star Wars
Mandalorian.
Outrunner thing, and yeah, like how much did he actually talk? Like actually put like emotion into it instead of just sound so neutral. Like this is the way.
I never really got into it.
Not even
Yeah.
him behind the helmet.
And the
I
thing
don't know.
is, you already heard my stance, and I'll repeat it again. You're basically making a show out of a race that I now give no more shits about because fucking Dave Filoni fucking ruined them
Mm.
with his
Mm.
fucking Clone Wars TV show.
Eh,
So, like, how am I supposed to be getting excited for The Mandalorian when he made The Mandalorian shit in his show?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you like
First-
Filoni, expect a lot of baloney.
Right? I'm like, yeah, and yeah. Funny enough, the motherfucker is the one that was also writing and directing that shit too. And I'm like, why the fuck am I interested in your shit when you fucked up the very people that gave me so much hell in Couture and Couture 2.
Mhm.
Mm.
I'm like you just
Better
you
yet,
turn these
let me
motherfuckers
rephrase
into
that for you,
fucking
Wolf.
pansies. I used to have issues fighting the Mandalorians in Couture. If you don't soup up your characters really well, them fucking Mandalorians will give you hell. They will give you issues.
Let
And-
me rephrase
and
that
what-
on one part for you, Wolf.
Go on.
Why did you make the Mandalorians like tribes? They're a group of bounty hunters. Why'd you make
They
them
are-
a tribe?
They were
world
they were
building.
in the early parts of the universe.
Yeah,
Are they
world
scattered or
building.
what's the lore?
That's the lore.
And it's easier to just take large amounts of people and just focus them into different groups. so
No,
you
the
can-
question we should be asking is the question we should be asking is why would you make Mandalore Naboo 2.0?
You
That's
know,
my thing.
that actually doesn't make any sense because even two different deserts can have two different environments. I mean,
I
look
said
at the
Naboo.
Russian
I didn't say
tundra and the
Tatooine.
Sahara.
I can say something worse. Most every planet has a different ecosystem.
That is true.
No, my thing is why did you make Mandalore Naboo 2.0? Basically, Duchess Satine is basically Padme
Nope.
Amidala.
To open up new real estate for those who want to move to Naboo but can't go there now because the prices are jacked up.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to wrap my mind around this because the Mandalorians are bounty hunters. They're mercenaries. They're not a cult.
I
No,
kind of
thing
like
is-
I kind of like the Outlaw Star version of Bounty Hunters better.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Final. They are warlike. They're not really cult. You're right. They're not cultish, but the thing is, they are warring tribes. They are a warrior society. They hail from the original Mandalorians were more alien than human, if you believe that. They just intermingle and integrate within other species,
They colonized.
basically. In other words, they're kind of
Yes,
like
we know that, Dark, because that's what happened to the Sith.
in other words, they are space Vikings.
Or Klingons.
That too. But yeah, they're you're
Kapla.
right. They're not a cult, but like I said, my issue with Filoni's Mandalorians is the fact that he broke them off into two factions. One is the Mandalorians we're supposed to be fearing, and the others Naboo 2.0.
So,
Basically-
like left Twix, right Twix. Gotcha.
Pretty much. But that's the thing that messed me up about Filoni's Clone Wars when it came down to the Mandalorians. The Mandalorians should be that one faction that the Republic cannot really touch that much. I mean, look at Dirge from the Clone Wars anime and the comic books beyond. Barely anybody could touch that motherfucker. That's how the Mandalorians should be at all times. They've dealt with the Sith, they've dealt with the Jedi before, so they will have countermeasures against the Jedi and their Force abilities. And Jesus Christ, the whole Death Watch art was what can I even say about the Death Watch arc? Every time,
Thankfully, Maul came back and just fucked them up.
dude, every single time Death Watch came up, I groaned. Every time, the moment they bring up Death Watch, I'm like, who gives a fuck about Death Watch? Every single time they get bodied by a fucking 12-year-old alien girl.
And let's not forget the best part. The second in command chick, who was the sister of the prime minister or whatever,
Bo-Katan.
who was totally against unifying and peace.
Now she's
Yeah,
for
she
it.
helped kill her sister and everything, and actually helped lead to the downfall of Mandalore. And we're supposed to like her and be like, she's so strong and independent. Even though she's a backstabbing terrorist.
I couldn't even stand Bo-Katan.
That's
Yeah,
not
stand
that's
that
not
bitch.
strong and independent. That's a
And every time she showed, I couldn't
backstabbing
stand
dog.
her either. Just the
And she
same as
becomes leader, too.
our male leader. Just the same as our male leader. I couldn't stand that bitch either.
Yeah.
Cause she was mad. Look, here was my hang up with her when I first watched the Clone Wars fresh. When I was growing up with that shit, I didn't like her because she always had resting bitch face.
That too, but
Any chick, bad or good, having resting bitch face, I automatically cannot stand unless they're entertaining. Like if they have
Blood
entertaining
Rain.
qualities.
I
Like-
only watched the Clone Wars because of Jar Jar Binks.
Oh, what?
Say for
Actually, cool.
instance, discuss in Inside Out.
And Bo-Katan really showed just how much of a bitch she is. And what most people don't even talk about is that she probably wasn't even really loyal to what's his name. Probably just using him for her own
Jin?
gain. Because
And I wouldn't
the whole
have
thing
mind
about
that.
him was the old way, like honor and stuff. The code.
I would not have mind that if that was part of her character and part of where that arc was going, where she's sinister and just as conniving and motivated. But no, they try to switch it up late into the goddamn show. Sorry, my Jelly,
So-
that's for two.
Yeah.
They
But-
tried to give the evil girl a redemption arc.
Not really. She just fought against Maul after he took charge. Even though, like I was getting at, the original leader was the old way, the code, the honor, and everything, following it to the code of honor, which is
The Code of
how Maul
Mandalore.
got control because he used that code and the honor of the Mandalorians to challenge the guy and take control of Death Watch. And the second that he lost, Bo-Katan and some who were strictly loyal to her alone just said, "Fuck the code, we're going our own way. Fuck you, Maul," and just caused like this little factional civil war.
Like I said,
While
I would have been
also
all for that if
helping.
that was the plan. For
Yeah.
her
It would have
character.
made sense if they were just a band of, it would have made sense if they were just a bunch of bands of mercenaries instead of all tribal stuff.
Yeah, but she doesn't really go for a redemption arc. She's just a
That's what I'm
fighter,
saying.
and
It's like,
by the
as
time of
long as they kept
Mandalorian, she
that
becomes the leader
trajectory,
of Mandalore.
if they had kept that trajectory with her, I would have been fine with that because evil always eat itself, among other things. If she remained like that, that would have been fine. I would not have no problem with her being that treacherous, the Starscream, if you will.
Mm.
You know, but they don't commit to it. That's the problem. They don't commit. They roll back, and that's another thing of Filoni's writing and any other modern writers writing. They roll back on shit way too damn much,
Mm.
especially certain characters. Like they act as if their hands are gonna fall off if they're gonna commit to the one thing, the one big decision they made with a character that obviously there ain't no turning. There should be no turning back on that unless you build a whole ass road to get that turn back, right?
Mm.
But somehow somebody gypped up on the supplies and they didn't get the supplies necessary to build that road. So what they do, they roll back.
They roll back, and then the next writer that gets a hold of them decides to kill them off anyway.
Arcane season 2 is a prime example of all that rollbacking. Prime example, because that shit got on my damn nerves. They had absolutely no way to commit to the final act of the first season. For anybody who's interested in Arcane, stick to the first season and leave it at that.
Is it weird I never really got into Arcane?
No, it's not weird.
I never got into
Humble.
it. Don't even watch it.
Yeah,
I don't even watch it either because I'm not that much big of a League of Legends kind of guy.
I had more fun with the well, actually I had more fun with what was that one show? Let's see, there was Big Top Burgers. Oh, the Adult Swim did have one good show out that was supposed to be it wasn't exactly a superhero show. It was kind of got a little bit of thriller intrigue going on. And one of their great character introductions was these two FBI guys dancing it to an oldie song. While one of them's outside eating a hot dog. The guy in the car plays it on there. He hears it in his little Bluetooth thingy, and he's dancing to it on the way to the car.
What show is this?
I don't know what show it was. I think it was called Marvels or Memory something. Right now, Adult Swim's like smorgasbord. They're getting to put in just about whatever they want. So you got your Wilklet stuff, you got your non-Wilklet stuff, and then you got whatever this thing is. And I like whatever this thing is because it looks badly animated, but it's got really good story.
I'm trying to think what you're talking about.
Is this thing that people were talking about with these FBI agents?
Yes, that's that one.
Yeah, you see this teaser where this guy's asking if so-and-so's good, and you see a skip to these guys, one's in the car, one getting a hot dog, and you get that shake, Sonora, shake
Shake
your
it
body.
like you like it. Shake,
Yeah.
shake, Sonora, shake it all the time.
And here they are dancing to it in the car, and like, whoop, and lip syncing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw the clip of that.
Yeah, and then they showed another clip of that show, and the same guy that they asked, are they any good? He ended up in a chase scene where he got tailed by a car, and he basically took him, a suitcase, his turtle, and he's running away, and they're trying to spy on him, and he's worried about the dog, and he doesn't see the literal bug being planted on him in his hair after explosions in the whole 9 yards. And like, hey, this actually has really good writing. It looks fun.
Wolf, what do you do? Wolf,
Whee!
I wasn't.
Okay, next time do the one with Chris Pratt just ripping a log in half.
That's Evan.
That's Evans, Chris Evans.
Chris Evans, yeah. Sorry.
That's see, I knew
Yeah,
he was going.
There you go. You're welcome.
There you
Well,
go.
Hey,
Wolf, I did not watch the Mando show. I have to be honest. At this
I ain't
point,
talking
I
about
was
the Mando
very,
show. I'm talking about the Filoni Star Wars Clone Wars bullshit that led up to the Mando, or at
The
least
Mando
in
show
some
had
ways
no
is
man.
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought you were talking about
Partially,
Mando.
No.
Okay, I thought you were talking about Mando. I was out of Star Wars by
I,
the time.
I only
Mando.
I only bring up Mandalorian mostly because, like I said, like if anything, if you really wanted me to get interested, yeah, the Mandalorian would have roped me in. Problem is, I saw Clone Wars, and of the Mandalorians or anything Mandalore related, is watered down, insulted, and being made into something it should never have been in the first place, which is a pacifist society, aka Naboo 2.0, with Duchess Satine as a stand-in for Padme 2.0.
That's the stupidest idea I've ever heard of.
I can
Because
I
it
can-
One
is.
the duck
Let
sucking
me,
It is.
let me give you an example. Let me give you a prime example of what I mean, if you will. Because this is some ridiculous shit. Look, I like the Satine as a concept. My problem is she's a fucking Mandalore. She should not be a Mandalorian. That's my issue with her. She could have been any other alien species across a different planet, but she just so happens to be a Mandalorian. That's issue number one. Issue number two is the fact that Mandalore is not meant to be this whole pacifist society. They're supposed to be a warrior race. In what way and what trajectory led them to be pacifistic to the point where they don't value weapons or of any kind? Yeah,
What?
she has an entourage that carries spears and all that bullshit. But the thing is, what reason why would you get rid of weapons? Here's the thing I will say I like about Naboo itself. Naboo may be pacifistic, but they ain't no bitches. Okay, they still got weapons. They still got fighter cruisers and the like. You dig?
Yes.
Plus, they can choose their queen bitch every so often instead of just stuck with one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, democracy.
It would have been
Really,
more.
I just thought it was Naboo Bunny Girl of the Month.
It would have been more fun if they
That
said
is
they
how
were.
you get votes.
It would have been more fun if they said they were pacifists and they decided their leaders by whoever could club someone's head out in.
That ain't gonna work. That still wouldn't work.
Yeah. That's almost like it's the equivalent of trying to attain world peace by building a giant robot.
That is true. It wouldn't work, but it would be more fun to watch.
And why I say it's
That's why
fucking
Australia
Naboo
got
2.0.
government.
Look at their Duchess. And how many times she changes her fucking
Oh
outfits.
my gosh, where's her eyebrows?
It's
She
the
has
resting bitch
eyebrows.
face.
They're blonde.
Oh,
But the thing is, what does that look
She's-
like to you?
that doesn't
Cate
even
Blanchett.
look like a warrior. That looks like a foppish mess.
No. When you look at her design, who do you think of?
I just said Kate Blanchett.
You said Kate
No, he's
Blanchett.
referring to the Phantom Menace. Amidala during her queen
Padme?
outfits.
Padme Amidala, the Queen Amidala.
You
Minus
need
the
a
gay
side
show
by
makeup.
side to really hit it home.
It's funny that you it's
Oh.
funny that you bring that up, Rhett, about Kate Blanchett, because as I'm looking for Duchess Satine images, there's images of Kate Blanchett designed to look like
Yeah,
her.
it kind of does look like Kate Blanchett.
That's
Holy
me,
shit.
motherfucker.
Oh, so now we know what Kate Blanchett would. Now we know what Padme would have looked like if Kate Blanchett was her actress. Okay.
Yeah,
Got
No,
I
my
always
thing
got
is
with
that
the
there's
bitch
some
face in that
AI.
Charlize Theron.
No, there's some
No.
AI art of Kate Blanchett looking like Duchess Satine, and it's funny that they brought that up.
Or they didn't cast her because she was in a better movie at the time called Lord of the Rings.
Hell yeah!
Mhm.
Yes, much better.
I
Yes.
forgot she was taller than Obi-Wan. Oh wait, no, she's not. She's standing on
Yeah,
stairs.
Short King.
You know, it would have made more sense if she had like a simpler outfit. Not
she
have
was.
like
Oh,
yeah,
they
like
had her in a
not
simpler outfit.
no, I meant if she was a diplomacy lady on what was supposed to be a warrior planet, it would have just made. I mean, they call themselves peace, but it would have just been funnier if she was one of those that carried around a giant sword on her back and then stuck it on the desk, on the table, and it would just make the table just break in two with its weight because it was there for ceremonial purposes.
No, what they really should have done with her is, the whole piece of the olive branch holder in a warrior race. She should have been more like
Not
Gorkin.
convinced. Look at this outfit she's wearing.
Yeah, because Gorkin wanted peace, but he didn't want to we're not going to stop being Klingons. It's just the other Klingons were like, nah, we don't want peace at all. We just want to die in the blaze of glory.
Got to have good guy Mandos because Filoni has to have good guy versions. Dave Filoni being uncreative in someone else's sandbox. Warrior races are too toxic and masculine for Filoni.
So true.
Mm.
The Duchess was also inspired by the character from Moulin Rouge because Filoni wanted to reference a film Ewan McGregor was in.
Oh, good.
Oh, motherfucker. You motherfucker.
That makes the most sense,
Anakin
and it's one of
has
those Reagan
Padme.
missing.
Obi-Wan needs a Padme.
Oh, that was
Yeah,
No.
and that completely throws out why the Jedi were void of attachment, though. Because that
Her
was the whole thing about the
headpiece
code.
looks like a music sheet on a piano I saw
Music
once.
stand I once saw. I was just sitting there
was
looking
doing
at that
that
headpiece,
too.
like, what? Why?
No,
My brain's having
no,
a
I was
spur
doing that to
moment.
see if Humble was going to continue reading.
What did you
Like,
say, Red?
I was like, at some point she's got to stop and take a
Yeah.
breath.
I was saying that last photo. I was having a Spurg moment where I was just sitting there thinking, where have I seen something like that before? And my brain can only conclude that it looked like a music sheet stand I saw on a piano once.
I was gonna say, I'm gonna keep doing this. I'm
Your
gonna keep doing
your
this.
brain was
I'm gonna
making
keep
better
doing this.
connections than mine.
Humble's gotta
I
Humble's got to catch her breath at
I
some
promise
point.
you, you don't.
yeah, I looked at her and it's like, who is this elf chick, and why does she look like she'd fit better on one of those cruise ships with the corporate overlords?
She's also a far more attractive Galadriel from Rings of Power.
Oh God, no! That is
That's not Galadriel.
that's blasphemy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna call it what it is. I'm just gonna call it for what it is. It's Joan of Arc light, or rather, what they think Joan of Arc is.
Right.
Dude,
that is
Rings
good.
of Power.
Over Warhammer.
I
Well,
don't
that's
care
right.
about Rings of Power. Rings of who?
They make her
Rings
black.
of Sassafras. That's what I
Speaking
care
of
about. Rings of
Warhammer, I would love to
Sassafras.
see Kate Blanchett as a battle nun.
I mean,
That
there
could
was
work.
that with I think with Queen Elizabeth one time. Although that
Jesus.
was
Again, do you see my point of what they were doing with Mandalore? Look no
Just
further
don't
right
make
now.
sense.
That's the fourth outfit I found that she's in.
At least
Yes.
it actually looks like you could fight in it.
Now
I
that you
don't need her
mention,
to fight. My
must've
problem
been-
was she was a stand-in for Padme, and basically it's Filoni's bullshit way of trying to make Obi-Wan a hypocrite for chastising or trying to be all all in with the order's belief systems and stuff like that, where
Filoni
Anakin has this this worry of falling in love, right? Which he ended up doing anyways, marrying Padme in secret. But then you have Obi-Wan who apparently has a girlfriend on the side elsewhere across the galaxy. Oh, he's a hypocrite now. And I said, shut the fuck up, everybody. He shouldn't even have no damn girlfriend.
They missed the opportunity for them to be almost lovers, but not due to sense of duty.
That was the whole thing about them, actually. But my thing is, it's everybody. It was a door opening for everybody to say, look, the Jedi are hypocrites. It was more piling on bad, bad takes on how to call out the Jedi for being hypocritical and arrogant and all that stuff. And it's like, no, that's superficial. That's completely superficial.
That's
and
the writing. That's
superficial? No, it's artificial.
That's the bad writing.
Yeah,
I mean,
because this
really
completely
bad writing.
devoids the whole thing as to why the Jedi were completely devoid of attachment. Because note what Yoda said in Revenge of the Sith when Anakin was talking to Yoda.
Filoni also ruined Barriss Offee in his series. Ouch.
Well, now we see what. Filoni is the fake writer that we all think he is, because look at all the crap he's done. He doesn't understand the Jedi or the Jedi Order or the mythology of.
Yeah, no one understands the Force. Period.
Well, considering at one point they decided it was a microorganism, and then decided it was Force magic for whatever they had for their magical lesbian babies.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
and
I know.
That's not the Force.
I know, but and the part that made it hilarious is it's like, congratulations, the dad is a bacteria.
I would think a better writer would be implying something a lot more explicit in the fact that she's in denial of a father, but open the door to so many bad writing decisions.
It would have been more fun if their protagonist was a literal test tube baby and had to divorce. Oh, cool pizza logo. If she doesn't wear a dress suit and wearing a hat hiding her eyes, I ain't hyped.
Oh, what does this have to do with the Sith? But okay.
I was talking about that Mandalore lady.
Oh, okay, yes, I got you now.
It's kind of funny if that one Mandalore lady, whoever was
that picture from earlier, was that Trump's wife?
Yes,
Yes.
Melania Trump from the inauguration.
Yes.
She knows connection. She's gonna kill somebody who tries.
She actually had some really. She always has some really nice outfits.
She does.
But everybody said with the hat
She's the
so
first
down.
one to make a pantsuit look good for once.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's true.
Because every broad I've seen in a pantsuit failed to make it look good, and that's
because they're
that's their
trying to.
default look.
That's because they're trying to go for the men's version of the pantsuit. You have to go
I
for the
know.
women's because it was designed to fit the breasts.
You have to dress.
I mean,
Yeah.
dress
We're
for
running
the
on
body you
fumes.
have, not for the body you bind yourself to.
We're running on fumes right now, so we're gonna start wrapping it up.
Good point.
And I got work in the morning.
Yes, so
But,
do I. So,
Well, we ain't got no final thoughts because this was a chill stream. Anyways, it was open topic, so we're gonna go with the usual thing, the usual stick. Let's see if everybody remembers this. Like, thank everybody for being here. Those 10 of you guys. The audience grew over time during the
Yay!
stream for the watches. I wonder how big the views are
It
going
was
to
the
get.
skinny dipping, wasn't it?
It was the skinny dipping.
Or the thumbnail.
I was about to say Wolf's thumbnail. Wolf's thumbnail. My God.
I'll go get the fry pan.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
attractive
we need a frying
melons
pan
it
for it.
had.
To whack Dark Stranger back in the back of the head.
Oh,
Why Dark Stranger? Why you taking that on him?
He's always the usual suspect for innuendo jokes.
Hey,
Hey, I just
Yeah,
got
I'm
back.
the one who put booze on the screen. And yeah, I don't get that treatment. Jesus Christ, I'm not doing my job.
And don't
right.
think you're out of the equation either, dude.
This
Hmm?
is
I don't know. You have a favorite.
He's threatened to use his sword on you several times, Wolf. So I would beware.
It's like that. It's like that Flynn meme.
His sword.
Does
Oh,
someone have
God.
a spray bottle for just like one per crew member and it has like a name attached to each one?
No, not the spray bottle. No.
Well, I thank everyone for being here. Those 10 of you that deteriorated down to 4, and those non-existent motherfuckers keep popping in and out, and those bot motherfuckers that were running around in Twitch, because I am streaming this on Twitch right now. Thank you all for hanging with us and listening to us bob heads and dance around each other all damn day around the campfire. And thank you for being with us, the Desert Red Bull Redneck.
Our room.
Hopefully, we'll have him back here a few times more. Maybe even beyond a few times. Maybe
I'll come
he'll
back.
be back as a permanent member
Hey.
if life lets him go.
Well, not
live
like
in their-
that.
In their claws.
Jeez.
Or he'll just be with us in spirit until I shine a light and he calls. He
Like
answers.
Velma with Daphne.
Well, I ain't dying yet.
It'd be final run up to Red. The light of you and Spacey has shined, and we shall answer.
Oh,
So go ahead and do your sign out, Redneck. Wait, you already did it, Haru, right?
Haru. I just said Haru.
There we go. We have the Warrior of Light, Final Fantasy Fan 12.
Anywho, that about does it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you saw, click like, subscribe, and share with your family and friends. And make sure you ring that notification bell, that way you get notified of our latest videos. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching. This is Final Fantasy Fan 12 signing off. And remember, may the light forever shine upon us.
The exquisite, the delectable, the delightful, lovely Leia Leia plus size.
good evening, everyone. This is Leia Plus Size, your lovely Lady of Valor. Thanking you for joining us for our wonderful chill stream. If you have any other suggestions for chill streams we're going to do in the future, because I know we're going to do this again. Wolf, I don't know why you're putting this up when I'm speaking, but I guess you got to find some way to amuse yourself. I do my sign off. Everybody else does their sign off, and everything is cool. I do my sign off, and all this stuff comes up. Okay. Well, if
Dude, you're making it
anybody-
too long. Put it away.
if you have suggestions on what you'd like for us to discuss in future chill streams, please leave it in the comments below. Or what did you think about this chill stream? We'd like to hear from you. I'm sure
Oh,
we'll
I got an
appreciate
idea. Wolf, you wanted to talk about the old Punisher film with Dolph Lundgren. We should do that one night.
Yeah, movie spotlight.
it. Mhm. All right. Well, until then, we will see you next time. So I'm done there.
And the cherry on top. How do you like your
It's like-
chicken breast? Glazed or grilled?
Good Lord.
Wolf, you're making the stream too long. Put it away.
Henry Cavill as Geralt next.
Oh,
I
have-
remember now.
But I do have a Cavill.
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
I like your meat tenderized.
Wolf, you just.
I'm too sexy
Okay.
for my shirt.
Don't you goddamn, don't you sing that fucking song.
You
Yeah.
got it.
Too sexy for
Oh,
my
you
lad.
get-
I am
Too
going to
sexy
punch you in the
my
face for
lad.
singing
You
that
don't
fucking song.
got
You got me.
I am the model. You know what I mean?
I don't know what.
That caused a chain reaction.
See what you started?
Don't
Fun
worry, I got
fact.
something for the guys.
He started it. Wolf just couldn't help himself, and then
Here you
Nick got
go,
happy because he
guys.
saw Henry Cavill, and
Yeah.
now
Put
it's
it
just-
away.
All right, I
I
forgot
like
you're a
I like all the
boy.
content. Don't get me wrong, but Cavill's a special breed of man.
Mhm, mhm. The
He built his
humblest of
muscle painting
writers.
all of his Warhammer figurines.
Oh, that's
The humblest of writers, Humble Marty.
Hello, this is Humble Marty here. Thank you for coming to our Baloney Party session and scene of the Jigglies. I hope you come to another chill stream with us.
Don could not be with us for the remainder of this stream, so we'll have to say goodbye to him or goodbye on his behalf. Well, that about wraps it up, everybody. This is your Hound of South, Don the Powell, and remember, cynicism are for losers.
Cynicism and nihilism are for losers.
Whatever. This is your welcome
Fuck
to
you.
Work Camp, reminding you that you are
nihilism is my
the
girl.
UN Spacey.
Wait, I forgot to say
Welcome.
goodbye to Dark Stranger.
All
Yeah,
right.
he left Dark
Dr.
Stranger.
Well, he hides in the dark too damn much. He's so unseeable. The sixth ranger of our
Yes.
group, Snarky Darky, Dark Stranger.
Hello everyone. Thank you for having me again. Fun.
Me and my friends get no respect.